Sup everyone, it's Draco Entertainment, back yet again with another small indie game review, the place where I show you straight up gameplay, my opinions, and whether it's free or not, so let's jump straight in. Today we have Leaf Blower Revolution. It is a free to play indie game and it is developed and published by Humble North. Don't get me wrong, I was at first skeptical about reviewing this game. I looked at it and thought, what sort of game is this? Is this gonna even hold my attention? It is basically a blowing leaves game. Like, you blow away leaves, you start off with just your bare hands, and as you blow away more leaves, as you can see in the footages, you earn points, and you spend those points by blowing away leaves. Like, you can blow away leaves at a faster rate with a bigger rake. You can blow away leaves by buying drones, which I felt the drones were kind of useless because they need to recharge every 10 seconds and they barely do anything on the field, especially when you're frantically moving your mouse around, blowing away at a much faster rate compared to the drones. So the money spent there might not be worth my time. You can also plant more trees, like spend your points on planting more trees, which will mean it will develop more leaves for you to blow away. You can also add a nuclear fusion to your rake, where it will kind of have a bigger impact on blowing leaves away, if you know what I mean. In terms of controls, well, there are none. You just basically move your mouse around as the leaves spawn, you kind of blow it away. So it's very simple. However, my wrist does hurt a little bit because as I kind of purchase more and more trees and more fertilizers, which will drop more and more leaves, you kind of start to move your mouse frantically trying to clear the little lawn that you have. In terms of sounds and music, well, there are almost non-existent. I mean, it's not a huge complaint for this type of game because it is a very chilled game. It's got a little sort of very basic sound in the background, or very basic music in the background, but in terms of how this game is supposed to be played, in my opinion, is when you're chilling with your friends on Discord or watching YouTube stuff, etc, etc. You just kind of not focus on the game as much. You just kind of keep moving your mouse around, keep blowing those leaves away. And you can say the exact same thing for the graphics. You can see it's a top-down bird's eye view with very simple graphic and graphical tone as well. Now, before I give my verdict, I'm just gonna make you guys watch a little bit of a gameplay, more like mid gameplay you can say, as I went quite far into the game in terms of buying more leaves or trees, bigger lawn, nuclear fusions, a couple of more of those very useless drones. Enjoy. So personally, for me, I think you guys should at least give it a try. At first I thought I'm not gonna bother with it that much because it doesn't seem to have that much depth to it, and to be frank, in most cases it doesn't have that much depth to it. But the thing with is, when you're chilling there, sitting down, and you're blowing away leaves, and you're kind of constantly upgrading your trees and getting more fertilizers in, putting in more and more power onto your rake, it kind of starts to get a little bit addictive. And I ended up playing for a solid hour on just watching the screen, me blowing away leaves. So it does have a kind of very cute appeal to it, if you know what I mean. Look, the game is free to play and I highly recommend you guys go and try it out. It does have some supporter pack and some Founders Edition where you can upgrade your characters in terms of the aesthetics and how they look. It doesn't impact the gameplay. You can of course progress in the game just by earning those points via blowing the leaves, but it does support the developer. So on a final note, definitely is a free game, very chill game. Just go and give it a try and just sit back and enjoy blowing away leaves.